Welcome to IVA Spirituality channel. What is oneness? As long as we have identification, ego, there is no oneness. You see, the rule of the mind is you should go through the lots of several emotions and lots of thinking. As long as you have the identification, ego, this is the only problem. Your mind is struggling. It wants to know, realize this world is very real. That the mind's job. So when you have example, you have 6 acres of land and you have home in somewhere in the corner of the world. So you are living in the village, right? So you own a land that there is a place and you are doing agriculture. So 6 acres of land, your home, that's your place, you own it. But the thing is, the identification ego is there. You have identification. The mind has identification. It's an example. You look from above. It's a taluk, further away district, further away state, and furthermore away it's a country. And you look from the space, it's a world. So the mind is vast, a big one, but you occupy in a small place 6 acres of land. When you have the identification ego, there is only small space you occupy, because the rule of the mind is when you have identification and ego, you will have small place. Even you have lots of money in the bank or lots of lots of properties in your name, still you have a small stone in your pocket. It is the rule of the mind. When you have identification, I am this, I am that, I am like that, if you think, the mind thinks, the identification ego always there. It is like a small stone in your pocket. So you should lose the ego and identification. So you will have everything. That's the rule. So when you lose ego, you will have 6 acres of land instead of small stone in your pocket. When you lose your identification also, the whole universe is the mind. When the mind never think of uniqueness, a person, I am unique, I am this, I am better than anyone, I am better than anybody. Like that, if you think you are a person, if there is a mind, my mind is better than anyone's mind, or something like my mind is entirely unique, I am very much successful, or I am very much intelligent than anybody. If the mind thinks in that way, the mind thinks there is some quality that does not have anybody in the world. If the mind thinks, it occupies with one place in the corner of the world. So if it is loses the identification ego, the mind is vast. It becomes one. That means In the world, 700 crore or how much actually I don't know, 700 crore people are animal are separate and plants are separate. So all these things, the software, it is built the same software. There is no different software from the one person to another person. So all the software, it's like a universe. We are staying at one place. When you lose identification, you become, that means you will come to know that all the minds are occupying one place, different places, but everything is mind. The same mind we are occupying in a place. I'm staying in one place, somebody staying in another place, but everything is a mind. So in the ancient time, they who found astrology, they have reached in oneness. That means the whole universe becomes in their mind. They found all the 12 constellations and all the nakshatras and planets and its quality and the space. They know in this way only. They did not have any telescope or anything. In order to space, we are traveling space in the help of rocket. We are using rovers to analyze moon or Mars. But in the mind, if you reach into oneness after lots of experience in lots of higher spirituality, if you go through that, you can analyze through the mind what's the planet quality and what are the things are there in the space. You don't need any telescope or anything, because all the things are, we are looking at it is a physical object, but behind that there is a software. If a person you look at, that person is a physical appearance, that's hardware. So his mind is a software. As like it, all the planet has a hardware. You look at the Mars, it is a hardware, but the quality, its movement, and all the things, the quality of it is a software. So you can understand the software through the mind when you reach oneness. If you, all the people are not able to reach the oneness, you have to reach the oneness by mind. That mind will reach you there. So oneness is a wholeness. That means everything. Everything means the mind is infinite. The mind, you'll get lots of informations that becomes one. You are one by self, yourself only. Your mind, your place, your relatives, your job. These things are one for now. But if you reach losing your identification, losing your ego, losing everything, you will reach this thing. If you reach, if you lose all the things you have now, it means you should not lose physically in the mind. If you lose in the mind, you will reach, you will have everything. What you are going to do with everything? The mind cannot do anything with everything, right? Just watch. You are going to watch it. Because when you started to do everything at your place, owning land, properties, you feel yourself. That means you are staying at one corner of the world. You are doing some work. I'm this, I'm that, like that. But when you lose your I am, you when you lose your ego, you will understand that you are not going to do anything. When you reach oneness, in that state, you will know that you are not going to do anything, just watching everything. So I have two eyes, how I can watch everything. Your eyes needs is purpose for looking in front of you, right? You cannot look at side, you cannot look at back, you cannot look at above, only in front. That's a physical limitations. So the mind does not have any limitation. It reaches everywhere, it goes everywhere. So oneness is all of the thing of mind, infinite. If you lose it, you will have everything. Because when there is activities, there is a limitation. When there is no activities, there is infinite. That means you are not going to do anything. When you will understand the fact is, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. That means that the state of mind, you are not reaching the oneness. When you reach oneness, the I am will not be existed, doing will not be existed, there will not be anything existed when you reach oneness. All the human being mind are the same thing we are occupying at one place. But when you reach oneness, all the living thing in the world, in the universe are the same software. You will understand that place. But even if somebody has reached oneness, how they look like? They look like they don't think about the self, that I am, this body, this mind, this conscious I am. There is no thinking of I am. So they will be having like a peaceful mind. They won't hurt anybody. And this different kind of mind will be there that nobody has in the present world. Nobody has it. That kind of mind, when somebody reaches there, that's very hard. When you have fighting with anybody, when you have always verbally or physically you are fighting, you are defending, that time you will never reach oneness. You cannot defend. You should not defend to reach oneness. Stay innocent. If you are innocent, you will reach. There is some chance to reach the oneness. The innocent is not only enough for to reach oneness. There's lots of quality, honest. You have to speak the truth. If you speak the truth, your mind will speak the truth to you. But if you lie to anybody, your mind will lie to you, and you will be trapped in somewhere in some problem that nobody can save you. Right? If you speak the truth to somebody, your mind will speak the truth to you. That's the nature of the mind. That's the law of the mind. And always thinking I'm in the problem, that somebody is hurting. Who is hurting? You are lying to somebody. right? Your mind is lying to you, and you will be in problem. You will be in lots of this kind of problem I'm having. This person is doing something to me because of what? Your mind. You are lying to somebody. They are lying to you. Nobody will be truthful to you, right? So truth is important. Lots of things, self-discipline, all together, honesty, kindness, all together. If you reach at one point, people are telling that good quality or bad quality. In the oneness, these are all the qualities. You will reach there on at some point, right? So losing ego and identification is not a small one, right? Because you are going to lose your present. It's like you are having 6 acres of land, you are going to lose it. Definitely you will lose it. You lose your home and land. At that point you will know that you are losing something. That means you are losing your identification, your ego. That's a property you have now. How you can lose? But after that, what's there? You don't know. Presently, you having identification. I'm this, I'm that. If you lose that, there is something is waiting for you. But you don't know what is waiting for you. You will have afraid of that. The mind is always afraid of that. The mind is always confused. The mind is always in problem. The mind is always in lots of emotion. It's the nature of the mind. So these things only because of the identification and ego. So oneness is all of the thing, all of the universe. Oneness. If this is the step to oneness. But after the oneness, there is nothingness. In order to reach the nothingness, you should first oneness. In order to reach oneness, you should leave your ego and identification. After that, only you can reach it. So, this is the thing. Thank you, guys.